so we are going to go on the record in the matter of the city of Wyandotte versus Nathan Elkins, 222126 and 221619.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Corey Westmoreland, appearing on behalf of Mr. Elkins. Mr. Elkins, would you please state your name for the record?
Nathan Elkins.
All right, thank you. So we have a couple things going on here with Mr. Elkins.
Sure.
On the 2126 matter, it's set for pretrial. And on the 1619, that was set for a bond violation hearing, but there's also a pretrial to still be held on this. Oh no, sentencing still needs to be held. Okay, so let's see, and so we can handle the bond violation hearing on that one and set it for sentencing with this other one, because there's been a resolution, correct?
Yes, there has been a resolution, Your Honor. I would just be simply asking that Mr. Elkins be sentenced on both today. Have it all run concurrent.
Okay, well, first we have to, he was arraigned on the 10th of July. Okay, and so okay, Mr. Elkins, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear from the testimony about to give this matter to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and counsel as to the plea, can you please place that on the record?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, Judge, my client is prepared to plead guilty as charged to the possession of drug paraphernalia.
All right, and so Mr. Elkins, as to you heard the plea that was placed on the record, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, are you chewing something?
No.
Okay, and as to the charge of possession of drug paraphernalia, how do you plead?
I plead guilty.
And you've gone over your advice of rights, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
You also understand by entering into your plea, you'll be waiving some of those rights, specifically your trial and appellate rights.
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand the possible penalty as a result of your plea, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand that there's a recommendation for time served, but that's only a recommendation. This court does not have to follow that. Do you understand that?
I understand. Yes, ma'am.
And knowing all that, do you still want to continue with your plea?
I do, and I would like to speak to before you sentence me.
All right, we'll take that in just a moment. Has anybody promised anything, threatened you, or forced you in any way for you to enter into a plea?
No, ma'am.
All right, counsel, if you can please order your client.
Sure. Mr. Elkins, were you in the city of Wyandotte on October 12th of 2022?
I was.
On that date and time, were you sitting in your car on a public road?
Yes, sir.
Were you approached by a Wyandotte police officer?
Yes, sir.
On that date and time, were you in possession of drug paraphernalia, specifically a crack pipe?
Yes, sir.
And that was in plain view that the officer observed?
Yes, sir.
Satisfied, Your Honor.
The court is also satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. The court will accept your plea as charged on that matter. And as to the bond violation on the 221619 case, you were out on bond. You were not to return to 72 Biddle Avenue, and you were to submit to random testing. And then there was a violation of that bond order that alleges you failed to begin testing as ordered. And counsel, as to that, what's happening?
Yes, Your Honor, I did have an opportunity to speak to Mr. Elkins regarding the violation. At this time, we are prepared to enter a guilty plea.
All right, and so Mr. Elkins, I did mute you just because there's some background noise. Yeah, so if you can unmute, as to the bond violation, how do you plead?
To the bond violation, I would like to plead guilty, and then before I get sentenced, I would like to speak.
The court will indicate you are still under oath, and sir, you do understand your rights as to the bond violation hearing, correct?
I do, but I'm guilty because I was using. So I don't want to prolong the court and take up any resources from somebody else.
Okay, and, sir, you also understand by entering into plea, you'll be waiving some of those rights, specifically right to a contested hearing.
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand the possible penalty as a result, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And knowing all that, you still want to continue with your plea?
I do.
All right, has anybody promised you anything, threatened you or coerced you in any way for you to enter into a plea?
No, they have not.
All right, and counsel, you can please run to your client.
Sure. Mr. Elkins, are you currently out on bond out of the Wyandotte District Court?
Yes, I was.
As a term and condition of your bond, were you to begin testing, drug testing?
Yes, I was.
And did you fail to drug test for
Yes,
the requirements?
I failed to start. Yes, I failed to start. Yes, I did.
And you understand that that's a direct violation of your bond?
Yes, I do.
Satisfied, Judge.
Court is also satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. The court will accept your plea to the probation violation, I'm sorry, to the bond violation. And counsel, you're asking for immediate sentencing. The court will note that is very familiar with Mr. Elkins. He's been here a number of times, and the court does have an updated criminal history. And so, counsel, I know that your client would like to address the court. But what would you like the court to know?
I just want to say,
At this time, Judge, Mr. Elkins has been in custody for approximately 14 days. He's had some time to reflect and think about his actions. Obviously, he has not been using for some time now, so he's thinking a lot clearly now. This is exactly what he needed. He's apologetic for his actions, and he indicated to me that this is not the position he ever wants to put himself in ever again. So moving forward, I hope he takes the right steps to ensure that he's not in this position. Other than that, Your Honor, I would simply just be requesting consideration for credit for time served.
All right, thank you. Mr. Elkins, what would you like the court to know?
that I'm sorry for as many of attempts you've given me to try to help me get back on my feet. I'm sorry that I took advantage of them, and that but this time I'm really ready. I want to thank the court for actually locking me up because I've moved on to something harder than I was using before. And I never want to go back down to that. Just the detoxing and the withdrawals coming off of that shit is horrible. It made me somebody that I wasn't. And I just really would like either treatment or jail time, 60 days, whatever you're going to give me.
Sir, what did you move on to?
Well, I had got stabbed, so I got prescribed Percocets, and then somebody stole my prescription. And I went to start buying them off the street, and they were pressed with fentanyl.
So I last recall you being here, and you were clean. You had been clean for quite a while, actually.
Yeah,
and that you were working on getting your daughter back.
Yeah, I got my kids back. My dad has them, custody of them right now. I got stabbed in my neck right here in my jugular.
And how did that happen?
Hanging around the wrong people. I was sleeping. Somebody broke in my house trying to take, my stuff. And my dogs, I woke up to my dog attacking that person, and he stabbed me in the neck with a butcher knife, and I almost died.
When was that?
That was right before Christmas. Or I'm sorry, I said before Christmas. Before I said Christmas. I'm sorry. Right before right before June, or about May, right before my stepmom's birthday. So I would say June 15th. And then I
how
went.
Did you end up?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Once I relapsed, when my prescriptions got stolen, I went right to where I knew how to get everything, and I relapsed on the crack, and then I bought the pills again. Doing really good, like financially. But I was just sitting on my porch, and they drove by and they seen me. I was sitting on my aunt's porch waiting for her to get home. My uncle had just had a heart attack, so she was at Dearborn, Maine, waiting for him to get to figure out what they were going to do with him. like if he was keeping him or if he was gonna have a pacemaker. She was just waiting. So I was sitting on her porch, and I don't remember the officer's name, but I was sleeping. I just got off work. I was really tired. I was sitting in the chair, and I remember him pulling the hoodie off my face. And the first thing that came to my mind was to run. And then I was like, no, I'm not even gonna run. I'm just gonna go get my warrant taken care of because I'm on this shit. It was like a blessing in
Sir,
disguise.
hold on, Mr. Elkins, you're
I'm
still in
sorry.
court.
I'm sorry.
As comfortable as you may feel right now, you're still in court.
I know. I'm sorry for cussing, but
So would this be the same? Would this be the same aunt and uncle whose home you broke into a few years ago?
yeah. Yep. Someone I had just leased an SRT Durango, and someone stole it out of my driveway. So I've been waiting for my car to get found, and I've been getting rides to work.
And so tell me about what happened in January in Allen Park.
Okay. So maybe that's when I relapsed. If I told you January at Allen Park, that's about the time I got out of. I completed that rehab. Okay, and that's when I was on the prescription Percocets. So I don't want to lie to you because my times are mixed up. That's when I relapsed. January, not May.
Okay.
So it was either I got out of that rehab January. They called me with a knife and a pipe. But the pipe was not on me. It was in a backpack that my family brought to the rehab with me. And when they took the bag to the police station. They caught me with a pocket knife. They said the pocket knife was too big for my hand or whatever. So they charged me with a pocket knife. And they took the bags and everything to the police station because I caught the bus home from the rehab. And yeah, that's what happened. I got charged with possession of paraphernalia and I don't know what the knife charge was, but open carry of a knife or something.
Okay.
But I honestly, I appreciate being in here right now. I feel good being off, being clean off substances. So I'm not asking to keep me in jail forever, but if you want to put me into a treatment facility or I would appreciate it.
What's the longest you've been clean, Nathan?
Honestly, 6 months. It's like once I get there and I was getting ready to reach. Remember when I came to the Allen Club? I shook your hand and everything, and that was like the
Yes, because I will tell you, I was very, very pleasantly surprised to see you there. You were there with your girlfriend, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's my wife now.
Or your wife. All right, congratulations. And it was nice to see you there. And I thought you were really you're continuing on that path.
I was, and when was that? Because I got stabbed like 2 weeks after that.
That would have been April 20th, I believe.
So yeah, that's about when I relapsed. So the stuff in Allen Park, I don't understand what happened, but yeah, I wasn't using then. Well, I did actually. I relapsed one time. Okay, so you're right. I did. I relapsed on crack during that time, but after I got stabbed is when I progressed to the fentanyl. So that is when I relapsed once on cocaine, and then when I got stabbed, I started using fentanyl.
Okay. All right. Here's what this court's going to indicate. The court's going to indicate for your bond violation, since you failed to register for testing, failed to test, the court's going to indicate 20 days jail. As to the sentencing on both 1619 and 2126, the court's going to indicate 93 days jail, concurrent.
So 113 days.
No, I think that would be best for you, but it's 93 days concurrent, which means that they're running together. So, and you've been in custody since July 10th, so that's 16 days, so you'll get 16 days credit. But the 20 days jail is in addition to your 93 days jail.
So I have 113 days with 16 days credited.
Yes, with credit for 16 days, yes.
So I have like 89 days to do.
You'll get credit for good time as well, Mr. Elkins.
All right.
Now, Mr. Elkins, it used to be that we could sentence you to a treatment center.
You can send it to the JV3 program.
What's that?
You can sentence me to the JV3 program.
What is that?
It's the jail plus JV3. It's you do your 45 days program in the jail, and then you go to a rehab after. Salvation Army. It's called the jail diversion program.
Okay. Well, thank you for educating me about that today, because that has not been communicated over to the courts.
It's a new program that they just started doing again.
Okay. Well, it's called the jail. What'd you say? The JD what?
Jail diversion program. Here you go. He'll tell you.
Oh, JDP. Okay. All right. I will indicate JDP. That way you can.
Oh, JV3. JV3. Here.
Your Honor, ma'am?
Yes.
It's the JV3 program. The only issue is the third phase is probation. That's the only thing about the JV3 program. It's incarceration, and he has classes here, and then he goes to an inpatient treatment center, and then the third phase is probation. But if you want him to do treatment, you can do his sentence to be served in a treatment facility, and they'll find a place for him. Whether it's
So we're back. We're allowed to do that again now?
Well, they're doing it right now. It's an alternative to being in jail.
Okay, because we were doing that, but then we were told that we couldn't do that anymore.
Well, the biggest thing is that if they're in for treatment, that's good. But if, a lot of the courts were putting homeless people in treatment centers that didn't need treatment, and it was filling up beds. But you can put them in the JV3 program. The only issue is the third phase is probation.
It's up to you, Judge. I could do the jail time, just do the jail time, or if you want to continue to check up on me, I'll do the probation through you guys. And I'll just do the jail time.
I mean, regardless, they'll give you credit for all time served. So even if you were sentenced next week, you would still have credit for all the time you've already done.
But here's my concern. But hold on, please, hold on. If he's doing this JD3 program, then, and I'm sentencing him to 93 days jail, then he'll be doing longer than the 45 days before he goes to treatment, unless I'm sentencing him right to treatment. If I'm sentencing him right to treatment, then how is he doing the 45 days for the JD3 program?
I will do the jail time. I'll do the jail time first, and then the program time will come up. I'll do the program in the jail, and then after I complete the classes in jail, they'll send me there. It's a program in jail too. You do classes every day.
Okay, so
Judge, I'm sorry. I was just trying to, but I'll just take the 93 days in jail, and I will continue to keep in touch with you to let you know that I'm doing good. Mr. DiSanto, I really appreciate you. You know my situation, and I know that you want to make sure I'm doing good, and I promise you I will make sure. I promise.
okay.
All right.
But I still have to, I don't, here's the thing, counsel, and Mr. Elkins, I don't know that the sentence I just imposed is conducive to what you're doing on Friday. And so then we have conflicting sentencings. So
no, I will still do the jail time. I will still do the jail time, the misdemeanor. I will still have to do your time first before.
I understand. I understand that, but my point is this. If you're going to be going into treatment, I don't want to prolong that any longer than it has to.
Oh, okay.
So-
Yeah, let's do what you're saying. Yeah, let's do that.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because I haven't even. been
Yeah,
able to
I
get it
get what
all
you're
out.
saying. You don't want to keep me in jail if the felony sending me to treatment. You don't want to keep me in jail longer than I'm supposed to be. If I'm going to treatment.
Correct.
Correct. Okay,
Correct.
yes. We'll do that.
Okay, good. Okay, so.
I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. We're going to adjourn the sentencing so we can do this after your sentence on your felony so that we can, on both of these matters.
All right.
And this is a perfect example as to why I don't like to do immediate sentencing because I didn't even have that information regarding your felony. So. But for right now, you have the 20 days for the bond violation on 221619.
Okay.
And I will say, Mr. Elkins, even though you're in jail, it's good to see you there as opposed to not being around DC. So.
Yes, ma'am. And I will just, and I plan on coming to the club, the Illinois club when I get out and continue to go through doing all that.
The fan club, okay.
Fan club, yes.
It's
Yep.
fan, yes, not really fan club, but fan, yes, okay. All right.
Thank you.
We'll
Have a
see you
good day.
back on August 1st.
All right.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, we're going to be off the record. And good morning, ma'am. Your name, please.
Good morning, Renee. Welcome.
All right, and today is the date scheduled for a probation violation in this matter. And Ms. Buckle is on probation for disorderly conduct, and she was sentenced on June 13th. The court removed her tether at that time, and then it's alleged on June 29th, she tested positive for marijuana, failed to appear for drug testing July 7th and July 17th, and failed to appear for her probation appointment on July 18th. And so, counsel, what is happening today?
Judge, Ms. Buck and I have discussed her right to have a contested hearing on these violation allegations. She's going to waive that right and plead guilty to all the violations.
Okay. Ma'am, please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear from the testimony about to give this man be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I need to be a little bit louder.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And I don't know why this update, every time I swear somebody in, it raises my hand on Zoom, but anyway. Okay, and so, ma'am, you heard the allegations, correct?
Yeah.
And as to those allegations, how do you plead? And you've gone over your advice of rights for probation violation purposes with your attorney, correct?
Yes.
And you understand those rights?
Yes.
You also understand by entering into a plea, you'll be waiving some of those rights, specifically your right to a contested hearing.
Yes.
You also understand the possible penalty as a result of your plea, correct? You seem a little confused. The recommendation is specifically for you to continue and the revocation of probation for any future violations. That's what the recommendation is. Do you understand that?
I do.
Okay, and knowing, and you also understand that this court could adopt that recommendation, amend that recommendation, or do something completely different from that recommendation, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and knowing all that, you still want to continue with your plea?
Yes.
All right, and has anybody promised or anything, threatened you or coerced you in any way for you to enter into a plea?
No.
All right, counsel, you can please start your client.
The date and time in question for that test on June 29th, did you use marijuana prior to that?
I need you to be much louder, ma'am,
I
okay?
did.
Okay,
You were ordered to test on July 7th and July 17th. Is it true that you missed both those tests?
Yes, it is.
And did you fail to report to probation on July 8th?
I did.
Exactly.
all right, thank you. The court is also satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. The court will accept your plea, the probation violation. The probation violations, and indicate technical violations 1, 2, 3, and 4. And counsel, as to the recommendation.
Judge, we would ask the court to not adopt the recommendation at this time. In talking to Ms. Buckle, things are extremely chaotic and disorganized for her right now. She's trying to do the best she can under difficult circumstances. She's homeless. What she does to sustain herself is she rents a vehicle every day and does DoorDash. Average typical daily rental is about $100. So she has to make about $200 plus just to survive, and then have enough money to pay for a hotel room. She goes to hotel rooms from place to place, just depending on what the cheapest available rate she can get to stay overnight. The only stability she has with the residence is that she does have a place to get her mail and goes to her mother's house. So the court can get in contact with her that way. And she does have a working phone number because we were able to speak prior to today's hearing. She is a retired postal worker, but she retired at an early age, around 29 or 30, when she had a herniated disc. She still gets a small pension from the Postal Service, and she gets SSD, and that's her only other source of income. She's had issues with regard to her children now. It's 19 and 17, the older child is autistic. She has had some CPS involvement, and so she's trying to maintain and rehabilitate herself so that she can continue to parent, because even though one child's 19, that child's going to continue to have needs. There's a marijuana positive here, and part of her reaction to all this has been to use marijuana under stress. She's in a very difficult spot. I don't have a lot of positive things to say at this point, other than we provided court documentation that she is engaging in treatment. We're asking for a little more time for her to get acclimated. She just got sentenced in the middle of June, and I'm hoping there could be some other sanction like community service or workforce added rather than jail time, and see if we can review this in a little bit and if things change for the better.
So, all right. You have an address listed in Detroit, ma'am, but that's not your residence?
That's my mom's address.
All right, and you're not able to stay with your mom?
I'm not, it's just not, the best situation for me to be there. I don't feel safe there.
Okay, and I have reviewed the communication from Oak Street Health, which is a little bit confusing, to be honest, because they're overseeing your client's medications, and she's had, they're calling them encounters. I don't know if it's an appointment. I don't know what that is, or just a medication oversight. I don't know what that is, but if the court's ordering you for mental health treatment, then they can't provide care to you, but they're currently providing care to you. That doesn't even make any sense, quite frankly.
Did the court order in the original sentence what the court ordered mental health treatment?
I will confirm that in just one moment. Nope, the court did not order it. The court ordered outpatient substance use treatment. So I don't know if that's what Oak Street is
Well, I guess
providing or not, but
so she is signed up right now. This is what the Dr. Tarpman for parenting, anger management, and domestic violence counseling.
okay. Oh, I
So
did
that's
indicate.
different from what the court has in front of it.
Okay, the court did order parenting classes. The court indicated would reassess upon receipt of any CPS paperwork submitted to probation. Did you submit any to probation yet?
I did not, I know the two of them corresponded with one another, but
And you just met with CPS on the 18th, 1 week
Yes.
ago, is that right?
yes.
Okay. So, ma'am, why didn't you appear for your drug testing on July 7th?
I wasn't aware that, honestly, Your Honor, I'll be
Yes,
honest.
honesty would be great.
I didn't call every day because I don't always have the money. Sometimes I'm not able to make enough to have the vehicle, like I don't have a car, and I just wasn't calling every day.
Why didn't you appear for your probation appointment on July 18th?
I had an appointment with the CPS officer, Ms. Norris.
Did you notify your probation officer of that conflict?
I did not. I also had another appointment for my autistic son, and honestly, like, it slipped my mind until it was after the appointment was already over, and I was scared to call, honestly.
All right. If you were to test today, what's in your system? Not anything. Because I'm going to have you tested today. You're off for probation, you're going to test, but what's in your system?
No marijuana?
It probably will still be, yes,
When's the last time you used marijuana?
probably about a week ago.
So, ma'am, you're struggling financially, but yet you're able to buy marijuana?
I didn't purchase it on who I know has physical illness as I do, and I was in so much pain, I smoked some marijuana.
Do you have any communication from your treating physician or any prescription from your treating physician that would prescribe you marijuana?
Had an appointment for like later this afternoon, like that was as soon as the doctor could see.
And, I'm sorry, you're retired?
And,
And so you receive retirement benefits?
small
You
pension,
said your pension's $254 a month.
254.
Well, ma'am, you're not supposed to be using marijuana at all, whether on probation or even on bond, because May 3rd is when you were arraigned, and this court ordered you to not consume or possess any alcohol or drugs that were not prescribed. So in any event, you shouldn't have been using marijuana at all.
I apologize.
And you're not starting off very well on probation. And this is not your first time on probation, is it?
It's not,
And so you're aware of what the requirements are.
yes, Your Honor.
And this court had ordered you to 5 days jail or to mandatory incarceration for any violation. Don't you receive disability as well?
I do,
So you're receiving a little over $2,000 a month, correct?
maybe a little less than that, 19 something, yes.
Well, and taking into account your retirement, your disability, and your child support, that appears to be $2,022. And you relapsed with alcohol on May 2nd, and now I'm concerned that you've now supplanted that with marijuana. Ma'am, I understand that you have a tough time going on right now, but you have enough income to try to get you where you need to be, even for some temporary housing. I understand that that's not a lot of money, but you have more than some individuals have that are able to have housing. Are you on any sort of wait list or anything?
No, I've just been like applying for rentals and I've been unsuccessful with obtaining anything.
Okay, well, you can go right across the parking lot to Wayne Metro to see what they can help you with. How about, before I finalize this though, counsel, I'm going to have your client tested. And then if there's anything that's in her system, we're going to recall the case.
If
Okay.
she already acknowledged, likely the marijuana would be found.
We're gonna see what else, if there's anything else in there. Okay, so step over probation and somebody will be with you in just a few moments, okay? Good job.